He is at least, though, I mean, one of his, obviously, his claims to fame is that he's a consummate traveller with vast experience. And on a recent trip, we take him away occasionally just for the sheer entertainment value. He made his great entrance into the arrivals hall at Gatwick Airport. In a waft of the latest Jean-Paul Gaultier aftershave, with a straw trilby jointily placed on his head, and a scarf thrown homosexually round his neck.
He immediately exclaimed to our group, and those that know him will know this is true, he said, "Darlings, darlings," he said, "I'm an experienced virgin frequent flyer. And I have my priority card, follow me." And with that he minced off in the direction of the virgin frequent flyer desk. Card over his head. Yeah, where he casually gathered in all of our passports, and with a limp wrist he flicked them to the waiting attendants, who on seeing this pantomime, I've got to say, were slightly shell-shocked.
Yeah, it took the assistant there just a few moments to see that there was just 5 of us, and then loudly exclaimed the immortal words, "Where is Matthew Gibbons?" Yeah, you've not guessed it, but our experienced flyer, Steve, had brought his son's passport with him.
Thank you, David.
And you can imagine the universal sympathy he got from us after we finished laughing.
And missed the flight.
And he missed the flight.
So, one of Steve's most endearing traits, however, and I'm going to be nice about him now, which is a bit unusual, I know, for this speech, really. He is the most generous guy. We all know that occasionally his generosity does get him into a little trouble. I mean, I'm thinking, Dave, of particularly the time when he was looking to impress a new girlfriend. He's had a few of them in fairness, and he decided on Katie's advice to go down to Harrods and buy a rather posh pair of leather fur-lined gloves.
Yeah, and by way of thank you for Katie's advice, he took Katie down to Harrods with him, where he bought the gloves and she bought a rather sexy pair of knickers for herself at the same time.
Yeah, and luckily for Steve, they had a free gift wrap offer on at the time, and unfortunately, the only problem was they mixed up the 2 items. Katie got the gloves, and Steve, unknowingly to him, he sent the knickers, the rather sexy knickers, wrapped to his new girlfriend with the following letter, Dave.
Yeah.
A copy of it here.
I've got a copy of the letter here, yeah. Dear Maggie, I chose these because I have noticed that you are not wearing any when we go out in the evening. If it were not for the sales assistant, I would have chosen the long ones with buttons, but she wears shorter ones, which are easier to remove. These are a very delicate shade, but the assistant I bought them from showed me the pair she had been wearing for the past 3 weeks, and I hardly noticed any marks. I had her try yours on for me, and she looked very smart in them, although they were a little bit loose on her. She also said, I'm not sure I can say this, she also said that they rub against her ring, which helps her to clean. In fact, she hasn't needed to wash it since she started wearing them.
That wasn't that difficult, was it, David?
He goes on. I wish I was there to put them on for you the first time, as no doubt many other hands will touch them before I have a chance to see you again. When you take them off, remember to blow into them a little, because they will be naturally a little damp from wearing them. Just imagine how many times my lips will kiss them during the coming year. I hope you will wear them for me on our next date. All my love, Steve. And then there's a P.S. My mum tells me that the latest style is to wear them folded down with a little bit of fur showing.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell, this is all, of course, complete nonsense. Just part of our little tribute to a wonderful guy who we all think the world of, someone that I'm sure we have all had great times with over the years.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we'll all agree. He's certainly one of the most kind-hearted, considerate,
complete Jessies
that we could ever have had the pleasure to know, and we really mean that, Steve. We really do. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would please like you to join us in raising your glasses to propose a toast to Steve Gibbons, 50 years young.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Steve Gibbons, 50 years young.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. There we go.